Years ago, companies used to brag about making products that lasted forever, and in some cases, they really did. Then there were the products that arrived so early, the world simply wasn't ready for them. And a few that were so strange, you wonder how they could be sold in the first place. One way or another, these products helped to cause their own downfall. If you grew up in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, or even 80s, there's a good chance somebody in your family had a cabinet stuffed with Tupperware. Tupperware was brilliant because it solved a real problem. Leftovers stayed fresher, and the fridge stayed looking organized. But the strange thing about Tupperware was just how long it lasted. Families often bought a set once and kept using it for decades. Even now, many kitchens still have Tupperware bowls from the 1970s in use. In some ways, Tupperware may have become a victim of its own success. If customers rarely needed replacements, how often could you convince them to buy more? The company itself struggled with this problem, and by 2024, the company filed for bankruptcy. Ironically, the containers themselves outlasted the business model that sold them. Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with LEGACYBOX. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. For generations, Craftsman tools sat inside garages all across America. Their sockets, ratchets, screwdrivers, and tool chests became part of everyday life. Old Craftsman tools earned trust because they lasted. Many were American-made and built to survive decades of hard use. And if something happened to break, there was a lifetime warranty standing behind it. But that too was the challenge facing craftsmen. Over time, manufacturing shifted overseas, and the products faded through the 2000s and early 2010s, with the brand itself changing hands. The only thing that survived was the name, but it never did compare to the old Craftsman. The Electrolux canister vacuum tells a similar story. Years ago, these things were sold door to door, often by salesmen who showed up ready to prove your carpet was dirtier than you thought. They were expensive, but owners swore by them. These vacuums were not treated like disposable appliances, and so they got repaired if they needed a new belt or a motor, and that may have quietly worked against them. When customers treat a product like a lifelong companion instead of something temporary, replacement sales slow down. The heavy metal canister models gradually faded away by the 1990s as cheaper designs entered the market. The old Sunbeam Mixmaster had the same stubborn durability. If one sat on your kitchen counter, chances are it didn't move much because of the weight. These were solid metal machines built for birthdays, church bake sales, Thanksgiving, and years of Saturday morning pancakes. Most families never needed a replacement because the original simply kept working. The all-metal versions that earned such loyalty slowly disappeared from store shelves by the 1980s, replaced by lighter models that didn't last nearly as long. Sometimes a company solves a problem too well. Maytag washers and dryers knew something about that. For years, their commercials joked about the lonely Maytag repairman because the machines almost never broke. The humor worked because it was true, but once again, reliability may have worked against repeat business. Why rush to buy a replacement if the old one still handled laundry every week without complaint? The classic Maytag era, people remember, quietly ended when the company was bought in 2006, though many older machines kept spinning for years afterward. And that's the funny thing about products built to last. Sometimes they are so good, they accidentally sabotage the business. But not every great product disappeared because it worked too well. Some simply showed up before the world knew what to do with them. Take the GM EV1. When it first appeared in the 1990s, it looked like something that had rolled out of the future. It was electric with sleek styling. No need for gas station stops, no engine noise, just plug it in and drive. To us now, that sounds normal. But in the mid-1990s, it was a weird concept. People who leased the EV1 loved it, and in this case, the problem wasn't really the vehicle itself. The problem was the moment in history. America still relied on gas for everything. Charging stations didn't exist, and battery technology had its limits. In a strange way, the EV1 may have helped inspire the future that eventually replaced it. Once drivers got a taste of electric driving, the idea remained even after the program ended in 2003. The Segway PT tells a similar story. When it debuted, people talked about it like it might reinvent transportation. News reports hyped it as something revolutionary. Here was a machine that balanced itself and could move people around cities quickly with little effort. At first glance, it seemed brilliant, but the reality was it was too expensive, and sidewalks felt too small, while roads felt unsafe. Most people couldn't figure out where it fit into daily life. So in 2020, the original Segway PT was discontinued. And yet, look around now. Electric scooters and electric bikes litter the roadways. Then there was the Palm Pilot. If you owned one in the late 1990s, you probably felt ahead of everyone else. Suddenly your contacts, notes, appointments, reminders, and calendar all lived inside something that fit in your hand. It felt futuristic at the time, and nobody knew it would be the precursor to smartphones. The Palm Pilot helped create digital systems that people really liked, but it never fully became an all-in-one device. And then came the iPhone that integrated all of these same features into the ultimate communication tool. By 2010, the Palm handheld line officially ended. Do you remember web TV from the late 1990s? The idea sounded pretty exciting. Imagine using the internet from your couch through your television. That sounds exactly how we use it today, but back then it didn't quite make sense. The trouble was timing. Internet connections were slow, and websites were clunky, making browsing the web through a TV remote and a keyboard a bit daunting. But web TV may have predicted the future better than people realized. Think about how we stream videos, browse apps, and watch YouTube from our living rooms. The product eventually disappeared in 2013, but the web TV idea ended up surviving. And then we arrive at the truly strange products, the ones that sound made up. Listerine cigarettes is a great example. Back in the 1920s, cigarettes tied to the Listerine name were marketed around the idea of freshness and cleaner breath, which sounds bizarre because, of course, smoking was one of the very things causing bad breath to begin with. But advertising worked differently back then. Companies constantly searched for ways to soften problems or make products feel healthier than they really were. In hindsight, the concept almost feels too strange to survive. Listerine cigarettes disappeared around 1928, becoming one of those forgotten products that feels impossible to explain today. Then there was cocaine toothache drops. Even saying that sentence feels crazy. But before modern medicine understood addiction and drug safety the way we do now, cocaine showed up a lot in the late 1800s in the form of medicine. Parents once used cocaine-based remedies to soothe children suffering from severe tooth pain because, in the moment, it actually worked. Of course, society changed, science advanced, regulations tightened, and by 1914, these products largely vanished from stores as public attitudes and laws shifted. Sometimes products vanish because they stop working. Other times, they vanish because the world changes around them. And that's what happened to AIDS appetite suppressor candies. The pitch was simple: eat this candy before meals and lose weight. And oddly enough, they sold surprisingly well for years. Then history stepped in. During the 1980s, the AIDS epidemic changed everything. Suddenly, a product named AIDS sounded painfully close to something terrifying and dominating headlines. The product itself did not suddenly stop working, but public perception did change. Sales eventually collapsed, and by the early 1990s, AIDS was gone forever. Recollection Road and LEGACYBOX both believe it's important to preserve the past. If you're like me, there's a box of your family's treasured home movies and photos tucked away somewhere, and LEGACYBOX can help you preserve them digitally. The process is a simple and safe solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or to the cloud. Just send in your LEGACYBOX filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. LEGACYBOX is trusted by over 1 million people, and it's all done right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.